Hey, welcome back to How To Videos Limited. Today I'm doing another response video where I respond to a subscriber's comment. In this case, I'm responding to Alex's question. He says, after I buy, how long do I need to wait for me to be able to sell to the public? Or would I never be able to sell to the public? Doesn't matter how long it passes. So I responded back and wanted to know whether he has a wholesale license or a retail license. And he actually indicated he has a wholesale license. So in this instance, what I told him is that with a wholesale license, he cannot directly sell to the public. Because essentially with a wholesale license, you're only operating without a lot of times people are operating out of their garage or out of their, first room, like a spare bedroom, and they're not able to directly sell to the public. What they can do is they can resell at auctions, car dealer auctions, or even public auctions, but it has to be through a car auction. You can't directly sell like off of OfferUp or Craigslist and just sell directly to the public with a wholesale license. So if you're going to sell directly to like a car dealer auction and you're trying to buy the cars at a car dealer auction, you're going to have to get a really good deal in order to make a profit. Because remember, you still have to pay fees to run the car through an auction lane. And then especially also at a public auction, they're going to want you a fee as well. You might have a better case of being able to sell for a little bit more at a public auction, just depending on how busy and how frequent consumers come to those public auctions. But a car dealer auction, it's very hard to buy a car at like Manheim or Odessa or Copart unless you got a super good deal and you found a motivated seller at one of those auctions and then resold it there. But one of the ways, what I've showed in other videos, is to go out and throw a bunch of lowball offers to people that are selling cars off of, OfferUp, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, Autotrader.com. As soon as those cars hit those websites, you send an offer and say, hey, I'm a cash buyer. I'm willing to offer this amount. And if you throw out enough of those lowball offers, eventually you're going to get a motivated seller that just wants to get the car off their driveway or out of their front yard, and they are willing to take it. They just want to get the headache. They want you to take care of the paperwork. They're willing to unload it. And if you can get a good deal that way, then yeah, you can go back and run it through, a public auction or even the Manheim or Odessa or any of the car dealer auctions and make a profit that way. The other way, what I was telling Alex, is that he can actually team up with a retail dealer. So it's very important to start networking and find somebody that you know and you can trust. And I stress that very much. It's somebody that you need to know that you can trust. Hopefully, somebody in the industry, a relative, or somebody that is not going to rip you off. Because when you actually do a consignment deal, so what you're going to do is with a wholesale license, you find a retail person that would be willing to sell the car for you. So the retail dealer who has the appropriate license where they can sell directly to the public, they actually can sell the car for you. So they would be doing all the marketing, they would be doing the advertising, they would be in charge of the whole deal. And then you would work a either a consignment deal where it's a flat fee or some type of commission. So let's say you say, you know what, I'll give you 10% or 20% or whatever the commission base that you guys agree upon. That would be their incentive to sell it for you. Because if they're not going to make any money, why would they want to go through the headache of having to deal with the customer, doing, setting up times for the customers to do test drives, doing all the paperwork if they're not going to get any type of money out of it? So if they're going to do that for you, they're going to want some type of either a flat fee or a commission. You just got to figure out and negotiate what is best for both of you. Obviously, it's a give and take relationship. So you want to make sure that it's mutually beneficial to that retail dealer because it's their license, their name, their reputation on the line. And if they're selling something that you give to them and you're telling them, hey, the car's in good condition, it's great, it runs great, and they don't want to put a lot of work into it, and meaning they're not going to send it to their mechanic or they're not going to do the full, inspection of the vehicle, and they sell it, guess who the customer is going to come back if something goes wrong? They're not going to go to you, the wholesale seller. They're going to actually go to the retail and complain to that person. And then it's going to be a very awkward conversation for that retail to say, oh, it's not my car. I was actually selling it for, Joe Smith's auto service, and I'm just a retail dealer that was doing him a favor and selling it for him on his behalf because he only has a wholesale dealer's license. Here's his phone number. You should go and complain to them. They're not going to want to hear that. They're going to come to you because they're the one that they did the paperwork with the retail dealer. So you really need to find somebody that you guys can agree upon, a retail dealer that you can trust, and that's not going to rip you off. Because what that retail dealer can do is if they want to rip you off, they can actually say, oh, you know what? I'm only able to sell it for, I only sold it for X amount of dollars, but who knows, maybe just on the title and the paperwork, they wrote it for less than what they actually sold it for, and they pocket some, and then they still want their flat fee or their commission from you. So it's something that you need to build that relationship, kind of, make sure that it's a relationship that you've grown and matured for a while. And it's not just somebody that you met at a auction and don't really know that well. And then you're signing over the car to them so that they can sell it. So I would highly recommend, if you do have a wholesale license first, try going through and sending out a ton of offers every day. Just wake up, go onto the Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, AutoTrader.com, find cars that you're interested in, and just send out offers. Call them, text them, send them emails, whatever contact information that they leave you, and just say, hey, I'm willing to, if they want $5,000 for that Honda Civic, say, hey, you know what? I got $3,500 cash. I'm willing to come to you right now. I can be there in 20 minutes and I'm willing to take that car off your hands. You would be surprised at how many people would say, all right, you're the first one to hit me up. I want to get it out of here. I'm cool with the $3,500, even though I wanted $5,000. And then you take that, you go pick up the car, give them the $3,500, and then you either work with that retail dealer or you run it back through the auction. So that was my response to Alex. I want to hear what your thoughts are, what some of the experiences that you guys had, especially wholesale dealers. If you've had any nightmare stories or any good stories working with the retail dealer where they're selling the car on your behalf, drop me a comment. Definitely hit that like, comment, subscribe. Till the next video.